Hello, my name is Carx82 and welcome back to my Gregtech New Horizons series. Just wanted to show off something really quick. I had my old Apatite princess and I ended up breeding one with cultivated, the cultivated bees that we had because they have fast production on them. Take a look at the Apatite queen now. It now has fast. It actually went pretty quick. I just made a cultivated princess using these drones. I used one of the rocky princesses we had, and then that gave it the fast, and then I bred it with a couple Apatite, and eventually we ended up with the Apatite queen with fast. Just wanted to show when you have this in the industrial apiary and the world accelerator turned on, you are creating so much Apatite that it almost like lagged me there for a second, I feel like. But yeah, the amount of Apatite we're creating, we're also creating hundreds of combs too. I mean, I have 14,000 honey now, so probably gonna have to start avoiding that something. But yeah, we are like full on phosphorus. Tons of phosphorus. We have 2,000 phosphate. I've had this running for, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. Like, it's absolutely insane how much we're getting from that, because each one of those Apatite little shard things is one Apatite in the thermal centrifuge. So we are getting an absolute ton of that, and then I'm electrolyzing it down. Yeah, we have 181 in here. Oh, there we go. Lagging a bit. I think if we take that out, it'll work. Sometimes it yeah, there it goes. Sometimes with the calcium chloride in there, it should work with two. Oh, yeah, it's three, that's why. Once it gets a third one, it'll use it up and then it'll run through the rest. But anyway, that, there we go. That is our phosphorus pretty much taken care of. Now, what is the limiting factor is the bone. But we are getting some of that from the farm, from that. So it's not fast, unfortunately. I mean, it's fast, but we're going through it so much faster. So probably going to have to come up with maybe more of them. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But I want to get this whole thing running and seeing how fast we're going through it. But anyway, I've crafted up a bunch of Nequata batteries and a battery buffer and a bunch of princesses. And I'm going to see if I can start breeding up some of the infernal. I did not want to fall in there. The infernal thing. So I'm going to have to break this and take it with us. So that will run. Obviously, it's not going to be, it'll still be producing this stuff, but not as fast. But this needs 6 amps of UV. So I'm going to see if we can just get the stuff that we need and then head back. I'm probably going to, these are probably going to need, yeah, I don't want to mess the climate things up on these because, yeah, they need to be hellish. So I don't want to mess those up because I need to breed some of these bees in the nether, so I don't want to make them like work in this dimension because then I can't run them in the nether. Basically what I'm trying to work towards is some of these things, but unfortunately these need some pretty far combs, so yeah, but just wanted to kind of point that out. That was what I was doing. So I'm going to go and see if we can do a little more bees, and then we'll come back and we'll continue working with the bacterial vat, and we'll see if we can get it going. All right, and really quick, I don't want to get too much into bees, but I've been kind of messing around with bees, and this volcanic line is very annoying. So Volcanic, Furious, and Embittered. And the reason for that is they need Nether. But the problem with this line is that they are not nocturnal, so they don't actually work in the Nether. Because obviously we're like in a cave and it's permanently night, I guess. I don't know. So I did the Alvari. They work in the Alvari with the lighting upgrade, which is fine. But I cannot speed this up because this tile entity needs to be next to the block, and none of these blocks, I'm assuming it's like the center block it needs to be, but obviously we can't put it next to that. So what I am trying to do here, and it is really painful, is breed up a bunch of the drones and try to breed into that line with the Rockies, the nocturnal traits. And sometimes it works, and most of the time it ends up losing the dang trait. So man, is this a pain. So as we see, this is not nocturnal in the inactive, but it is. I have one with it there. And the other issue is this is not going to work in this biome because it is normal. So if we do this, it'll probably say it is too hot. Yep, there it is. So I have to keep jumping back and forth, and boy, is that annoying. Oops. Oh, right. And I have the tile density thing over here, but this drains batteries super, super quick. I've made 9 batteries for the battery buffer, so I turn it off as soon as I get what I'm looking for, so I'm not wasting the power. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out, that boy, is this annoying trying to get this volcanic line. And it will get easier at some point, but the Gendristry stuff is so gated. Yeah, it's a bit of an issue. I did build, since I'm jumping back and forth between these things, I threw an anchor down, built a little room around this, so I can get to it much easier, because I am jumping back and forth constantly with the batteries and everything. But I think I am about done with this. I've spent a few hours doing this today, so I'm kind of done with this at this point. So I think I am just going to, well, why don't we throw some blaze powder in there, and as we can see, it goes like super, super quick, which is pretty cool, but it needs to be, yeah, 3. So there we go. We're good on that. And the other thing you have to worry about, oh my goodness, this meteor effect, it basically causes fire charges to rain down from the sky and set fire to everything. So I had to restore from a backup because it basically burned everything down, and I wasn't about to have my whole base ruined by that. So that is another thing you need to keep mindful of, this meteor. And I've tried to breed that out. Unfortunately, it looks like it has taken, because it is part of the volcanic trait. But it doesn't seem to have any effect in the nether, just over here with, I have all this burnable stuff, wood, and all the grass gets set on fire and everything. So it's it was pretty funny when I wasn't expecting that, and it burned half my base down. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. All right, we are back, and I am just crafting up a machine that we're going to need for the biovat, or whatever it's called. And that is this biolab we're going to need. And it did need some, like an osmium frame, never used any of that, and polystyrene sheets. That was a bit annoying because I don't have ingots or anything, because it doesn't, the only thing it gets used for is those petri dishes that we craft up over here. So I had to like take some of the polystyrene out from there and put it in a fluid solidifier, and that was just kind of annoying. And then I have like a weird extra amount. So yeah, not a fan of things that use like one recipe, items in one recipe. But anyway, so there is our UV biolab. And that's going to go over, I guess we need to get some more wires. So this needs UV power. So this is a bit awkward, to be honest, because the way I've set this up. I guess I'm just gonna have to like throw it right here. Oh. It's basically going to get used like one time, I think, and I don't know if I'll ever use it again. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, so there's the UV biolab, and basically what I have kind of done some testing with this. We need a petri dish, and I need some of that piece. Where did I put that? Seaweed. Yeah, I thought I put it in here. So we'll grab one of those, and then I also need put that in there, and I think I need unknown water, if I remember correctly. Basically what we're doing is, if we look at the seaweed broth, we're doing this, but we actually need a petri dish, and this doesn't get used up, at least from the testing that I did. It didn't appear to be. So basically, ooh, sterilized petri dish. I don't think I... Nope, that's just a regular one. How do we get that? Man, really? Like, this is such a random recipe. Autoclave. Do I have anything with... What? Oh... 30. Alright, so I can just use any autoclave. I guess we can just do... There we go. I have an advanced autoclave in here, and I should have some wires somewhere that I can just hook this up to. Right there. That in there, and then some chlorine. Oh, I have... that's a weird amount. I need something that's clogging up my fluids, and I think chlorine should only have 3200, or if the tanks, it must be the tanks. All right, so there we go. I guess I'll just, I don't know, leave that there. Sure, why not? All right, so there is the sterilized petri dish. Should go in there, with that, and then I need 8 buckets of that unknown water, which is right there. All right, and that will go in there, and that should, hopefully, was that just, yeah, it was. That should create the T-SETI petri dish, I'm hoping, once we get 8 buckets worth. Yep, there it goes. I didn't even look how long this recipe is. It doesn't look like it's only 25 seconds. That's not too bad. So that will get us the petri dish. Now, actually, I think that goes in right there. I think? I can't remember. I tested this, but it's been a while since I tested it. All right, so we got our engineering, we got our myrtle dust. I put a tank in between that, so I could have this running. Yeah, so that'll run, and I didn't want it to void it. So I put a tank, and then it's being pumped into the thing there. Yep, and... oh, that's right. This is going to continue to run. That may be a bit of an issue, because it pulls out the collagen and puts it in there, but I don't have like a... I don't have a turn-off kind of switch. I'll have to think about that. I probably have... yeah, I have 100, and is it that, or is it... yeah, it's gelatin, I think. Anyway, this basically just constantly runs, but we are up to 8,000, almost 9,000 phosphate, so that is hilarious. Did that just... Is that a percent chance? Really? A 2% chance? Is that a joke? A 2% chance. I'm gonna go through all my unknown water trying to get this. And there's no other way to get this. Nope. That's stupid. I'll be right back. Alright, so I put a stack in there and I actually lucked out. I got one after, what, 8? So 9. But that is absolutely... I hate that. That is like my least favorite mechanic. Random chances that are that low, not fun. I could have spent like hours getting that, but I guess we lucked out. Anyway. We have the Petri dish. I think it goes in... Yeah, I think it goes in there. It looks like it changed that, so I'm guessing that was... Yeah, that's the way you do it. So you put it in there, and let's go ahead. I need an export bus, and I'm pretty sure I don't need acceleration cards on this, but we may. And we have 160,000 seaweed. So we're pretty good here. Let's put that in there. All right. And in theory, when this fills up, I think we finally got everything we need for this. And this is definitely not going to be fast until I kind of speed it up. But all right, so there we go. We're going to use 1,600 and only get 50 seaweed broth, which is very, very low. Although I am a little curious what's going on with this. The other thing I am kind of wondering about, I'm just noticing, is the glass tier. I only did the lowest one. We may need to upgrade the glass tier. Thankfully, the water is not actually in it. It's actually in this tank. So, or the input bus. So I can replace this if this doesn't work. So I'm just noticing that actually right now. And this thing also is kind of, I don't know why it's actually showing anything. The sievert or whatever, because usually you have to put radioactive material in there, but it's already showing. I thought I would have had to add something, but I don't know. Let's see if this actually turns on. All right, it doesn't. So I'm kind of wondering if... Let me throw some radioactive material in there and see if that works. But I think I have a... I'm thinking I may need to replace the glass, actually. I didn't notice that before we crafted it up, but that's easy enough. I can just throw that back in the A system and craft it up. So this needs 100 sievert, and I think we put something like this in. Let's see what happens. It should... Thought it would take that. About rods. All right, so there we go. See, it like consumes it, and then now that's like sievert 144. So, all right, it does look like. All right, now that's empty. All right, so bolts don't look like they work. But that looks like it works. But as we can see, we actually go through that pretty quick, but we can actually pump in rich Nequata, so that is not going to be an issue at all. But it looks like I may have to upgrade the glass, so I guess we'll have to do that. It's going to take me a second. So let me break this all down and see if we can replace this glass. All right, there is the osmium glass. And I just wanted to point out something I thought was kind of funny. If you're like in it, you're actually like swimming, but it doesn't like leak anywhere. I just thought that was kind of funny. So let's go ahead and place all this glass. There is that. And I guess we'll just throw a bunch in there. I feel like that just used a whole bunch up. I guess, yeah, I don't really know. All right, so there is the glass. We got the stuff in there. We got the correct sievert. Now, if this doesn't work, I don't know what to say. All right, still not working. Let me make sure I have everything correct here, because I did get this to work in a test world, so a little confused why it is not working. All right, I just broke and replaced the bacterial vat, and it is now working. So definitely feels like there's a little bit kind of messy with that. The controller. Sometimes you need to break it and replace it to get it to form, but yeah, it appears that it's working. So that is the bacterial vat, and that should output the seaweed broth. So yeah, this is the reason I wanted to have a tank in between. I didn't want any of the stuff to get voided. I think we're looking pretty good here. I think we finally got this going, although now it's turned off again. I thought it would continue to run. That's a bit worrisome. All right, did that just like turn itself off? Like disable itself? Because that's, I mean, how would I ever get through that? No, let's do that and see. I know there's something. There's something with the bacterial vat if you like. Maximum efficiency boost, keep the output hatch always half filled. I wonder if that is causing issues with something. I don't know. Well, I'll have to do some testing with this, but yeah, if this is going to be turning itself off every time, well, that's not going to work. I mean, I don't think I have anything wrong here. All right, so we'll that. All right. Well, now I have. What? How do I have 450 millibuckets? I only supposed to. What? Okay, I don't know. Oh, does that? All right, wait. Do you get? Okay, now I'm thinking. Wait, did we get a efficiency bonus because I had fluid in there? All right, let's see if. All right, maybe since it had stuff in it, it kind of like turned itself off. But if we keep it in there, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna have to do some testing with this because I'm really not sure. Kind of, but that kind of surprised me. I got 400 from that. So let's see if we get 50 from this. Okay, now we got 500. It seems to be going up. What? I don't know. Okay, so I am completely confused as to what is happening with this. If I'm doing something wrong, or I mean, because there is an efficiency boost thing, so I don't know. Like the first one gave me 50, but then it turned off. but then that one continued to go and gave me 500 that time. So, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I have no clue. So, yeah, 50, I don't know. Let's see what happens with this. I mean, this, if we want to regulate it with the output, that's easy enough with Steve's Factory Manager. I'm not worried about that. All right, well, there it goes. And okay, so we seem to be getting 1,000. Or 500 each. I don't know. We'll just have to, I guess. Yeah, let me just let this run for a little while and see if anything changes with this getting more full. I wonder if, like, if I disable that and then restart it with fluid in there, are we going to get a different amount? Let me, well, I guess we could just wait, but yeah, now I'm thinking, did I put a crafting card on that Engerium one? I don't remember if I did. Yeah, I did. All right. So I'm guessing we'll get 500 from that. I think. Yeah. So it's turned off. Let me turn it on again and see if we get a different amount this time. Because now there's more in there. Are we going to get a higher efficiency? I wonder if this has anything to do with it as well. Because it needs 100, but we're at 140. I wonder if, does that make a difference? I don't know. But I need to, with that in mind, I need to set up a pump on Vega B and start pumping some of this, turning it into ingots. So that is something else I need to do. I'm trying to think, I guess the bone is definitely the limiting factor with that. All right, so let's see. No. All right. Well, it's running, I guess. I don't. Well, now we have I honestly have no clue. So basically, the last thing we need to do is throw this in a large centrifuge, and we get the seaweed from it. So that is basically that. Unfortunately, it's extremely slow. But if we can just have it running continuously, it'll just slowly build up for when we need it. But yeah, I'm probably going to have to speed this up, to be honest. So maybe think about upgrading these to... I want to do the whole line, is the question. Or do I want to have this directly connected to the power station and just do some higher power? That is an option. All right, well, I'm getting 500 from it, so yeah. I thought maybe this would start running more. I don't know. Let me cut here and kind of let it run for a while, maybe like 15-20 minutes, and see if something changed. Okay, so I've done a bit of testing with this, and I tried Nequadria in there because that actually raises this sievert thing, and I don't know if that, I didn't know if that had any, if it did anything for the amount that you get, and that didn't seem to make any effect whatsoever. So I don't think that, I think you just need the minimum for the recipe, which is 100 in this. I don't know if there is, I mean, I have 140 here. That's why I thought you could use bolts, but maybe I was wrong. But I may do maybe some testing, maybe try plutonium. I wonder if plutonium rods would be there. Anyway, there's a few things I need to kind of test. I think enriched Nequada would be the easiest though, because I can pump that as a fluid. So I don't really see a reason to do something different. So again, when this was empty, it appeared I got 50, and then when I did it again with 50 in it, I got 500. I also replaced this with a ULV hatch. So the bacterial thing, for maximum efficiency boost, keep the output hatch always half filled. So instead of using a bigger hatch, I just used a smaller one because half full would be 4,000. So I'm gonna kind of see if that makes a difference. If it does make a difference, that is kind of cool because, see, there's 500 again, so not sure. But if we need to keep this half full, we can kind of do some fun things with Steve's Factory Manager, I think. But yeah, I'm gonna just do some more testing and see kind of how this kind of works, because it's still a bit confusing as to how it works. Although the first time it turned off, maybe I just didn't have any things in there. I can't remember. I'd have to watch the recording. It does seem to be just running permanently now. And I have noticed the stuff, the talic acid, or however you say it, is kind of the slowest part now. I had a feeling it would be. So I am going to set up another setup for that. It is basically running off the ones over here. And this works fine when it's not running. Like, I don't need this a lot, so this works perfectly for this. But this is definitely not fast enough for that. I may do something a little different here with the wood tar. I haven't decided yet, though. I am trying to decide if I want to do an actual distillation tower for this, because I do sort of need creosote. Not really, but kind of. I don't know if that would be... This would probably be faster, but these things can just chug away. I don't really need it to be super fast, but I do need it to be fast over here. So I'm going to rebuild it with much faster machines on this side over here. So yeah, still seem to be getting 500. So not... Yeah, I don't know about that efficiency boost thing. If I can get more from it, I definitely will. Yep, there's 500 again. So anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Next episode, we'll come back and see what we find out. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.